The construction of the pyramids. The construction of the pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, is one of the most intriguing and enduring mysteries of human history. These monumental structures have stood the test of time for thousands of years, inspiring awe and speculation about the methods and motivations behind their creation. This narrative delves deeply into every known and hypothesized aspect of pyramid construction, piecing together historical, archaeological, and theoretical perspectives to provide a comprehensive account of this ancient engineering. The story of the pyramids begins with ancient Egypt itself, a civilization that emerged along the Nile River around 3100 BCE. The Nile provided fertile land, enabling agricultural surpluses that supported a complex society capable of undertaking massive architectural projects. The early dynastic period saw the development of MBA's rectangular tombs that were precursors to the pyramids. The concept of monumental tombs evolved during the Old Kingdom, culminating in the construction of the Great Pyramid during the Fourth Dynasty under Pharaoh Khufu. The pyramids were deeply intertwined with Egyptian beliefs in the afterlife. They were designed as eternal resting places for pharaohs, ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife and their continued role as intermediaries between the gods and the people. The scale and precision of these structures reflect the Egyptians' religious devotion and their technological capabilities. The Great Pyramid, built around 2560 BCE, is the largest and most famous of the pyramids, originally standing at 146.640 meters, 800 years constructed, using an estimated 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite. The pyramid weighs approximately 6 million tons. The construction of the Great Pyramid is attributed to Pharaoh Khufu, known as Chops in Greek. It was part of a larger complex that included smaller pyramids, temples, and the Sphinx. The design and execution of such a project required meticulous planning, vast resources, and a highly organized workforce. The primary materials used in the construction of the Great Pyramid were limestone for the core and casing and granite for the inner chambers and structural elements. The Tura limestone, renowned for its fine quality, was quarried on the east bank of the Nile and transported across the river. The granite sourced from Asin was transported over 800 kilometers to the construction site. Quarrying techniques included the use of copper tools for cutting softer limestone and doit pounders for harder granite evidence. From ancient quarries reveals that workers employed a combination of chiseling, hammering, and levering to extract and shape the stones. The transportation of massive stone blocks from quarries to the pyramid site is a subject of great debate. The most widely accepted theory involves sledges lubricated with water to reduce friction. Recent discoveries suggest that the Egyptians constructed specially designed canals and used the Nile's seasonal flooding to move stones closer to the construction site. Drawings and inscriptions indicate that large teams of workers organized into crews were responsible for hauling the stones. Experiments have demonstrated that lubricated sledges could significantly ease the burden, requiring fewer workers than previously assumed. The actual construction of the pyramid remains a topic of intense speculation. Theories range from simple ramps to elaborate cranes and counterweights. One common hypothesis involves the use of straight or zigzagging ramps made of mud brick and limestone chippings. A straight ramp would have been extended as the pyramid rose, but this method would have required enormous amounts of material, and space ramps built along the pyramid's faces could have reduced the volume of material needed and allowed for more efficient construction. Some researchers propose that ramps were built inside the pyramid, leaving no visible traces on the exterior. In addition to ramps, levers and wooden sledges likely played crucial roles in positioning the stones. Experimental archaeology has shown that relatively simple tools could achieve impressive feats when combined with ingenuity and collective effort. The workforce responsible for building the pyramids was not composed of slaves as often portrayed in popular culture. Instead, archaeological evidence suggests that skilled laborers and seasonal workers formed the bulk of the workforce. These workers were housed in nearby settlements where they had access to food, medical care, and other necessities. Graffiti left by workers indicates a sense of camaraderie and pride in their work teams, were organized into crews of about 20 members each, with specific tasks, such as cutting. Transporting or placing stone. Supervisors and foremen coordinated these efforts, ensuring efficiency and precision. The Great Pyramid's alignment with the cardinal points is astonishingly accurate, deviating by only a fraction of a degree. This precision suggests advanced knowledge. The ancient Egyptians likely used the stars, particularly the Big Dipper and Little Dipper, to align the pyramid during construction. The dimensions of the pyramid also reveal sophisticated mathematical understanding. The ratio of the pyramid's height to the perimeter of its base approximates the value of pi, though it remains unclear whether this was intentional or a coincidence. Despite this extensive research, many aspects of pyramid construction remain unexplained. Theories range from the plausible to the fantastical. Some suggest that water was used to float stones into place. Others propose the use of cranes, pulleys, or other devices to lift heavy stones of fringe. Theory posits that advanced beings from other worlds aided in the construction. While these theories often capture the public imagination, most scholars emphasize the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the ancient Egyptians. The pyramids have influenced architecture and engineering for millennia. They symbolize the enduring human quest to push boundaries and achieve greatness beyond their architectural significance. They offer insights into the social, economic, and religious fabric of ancient Egypt. Advances in technology such as satellite imaging, ground-penetrating radar, and 3D modeling continue to shed light on pyramid construction. Recent findings include the discovery of workers' diaries, detailing the logistics of transporting materials, and the remains of ancient ramps. The pyramids stand as a testament to human ambition, creativity, and perseverance. They remind us of our capacity to dream and to turn those dreams into reality. Even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, these monuments are not merely relics of a bygone era. They are a continuous source of inspiration, inviting us to uncover the secrets of their creation while celebrating the boundless potential of human ingenuity. Chapter 2. The Disappearance of Queen Nefertiti. Queen Nefertiti, one of the most iconic and enigmatic figures in ancient Egyptian history, continues to fascinate scholars and the public alike. Her beauty, power, and prominence during the 18th dynasty are celebrated through artistic masterpieces and historical texts. Yet despite her undeniable significance, Nefertiti seemingly vanishes from the historical record in the latter years of her life, leaving a trail of questions and mysteries. To this day, her ultimate fate and burial site remain topics of intense debate and speculation as researchers endeavor to piece together the story of this extraordinary Queen. Nefertiti emerged as a pivotal figure in the reign of Pharaoh Aten, her husband during a period of profound religious and cultural transformation. Aeon's reign marked by the establishment of Aism, a monotheistic worship of the sun disk. Aten upended traditional Egyptian polytheistic practices. Nefertiti was not merely a consort, but a co-regent and active participant in this revolutionary era. Depictions of her art show her in roles of great authority, offering sacrifices to Att-10 and wielding symbols of power traditionally reserved for pharaohs. Her prominence in these depictions suggests she was more than a ceremonial figure. She was a dynamic leader whose influence rivaled that of the king himself. The question of her disappearance arises primarily from the abrupt cessation of references to Nefertiti in historical records early in Akhenaten's reign. Her name and image were ubiquitous, appearing on monuments, inscriptions, and statues. However, around the 12th or 14th year of Akhenaten's reign, this prominence diminishes sharply. There are no definitive records explaining this shift, leading to numerous theories about what might have happened to her. Some suggest she died during this period, possibly due to illness, childbirth, or political intrigue. Others propose that she may have taken on a new role or identity, possibly even ascending to the throne as Pharaoh Nefertiti. One compelling theory posits that Nefertiti adopted the guise of a male pharaoh following Akhenaten's death or during the final years of his reign. This theory is supported by inscriptions and artifacts referencing a ruler named Nefertiti, whose identity remains ambiguous. Some scholars believe this name refers to Nefertiti, in her later years ruling Egypt in her own right. If true, this would make her one of the few women to achieve such a status in ancient Egyptian history, rivaling the later achievements of Psut and Cleopatra. The mystery deepens when considering the absence of Nipa's burial site. Despite her high status, no tomb definitively attributed to her has been discovered. This is particularly puzzling given the elaborate burial traditions of ancient Egypt, especially for royals. The royal tombs of Amun, the city built by Akhenaten, contain no conclusive evidence of her interment. Some speculate that her tomb might have been relocated or destroyed during the backlash against Aeazm following Aeon's death. Others suggest that her burial site may yet lie in the sands of Egypt or hidden within a larger, more complex tomb. In recent years, technological advancements have reignited the search for Niti's resting place. Radar scans conducted in the tomb of Tutankhamun, widely believed to be her stepson, have revealed anomalies that some interpret as hidden chambers. Proponents of this theory argue that these chambers could contain the remains of Nefertiti interred in secrecy during the tumultuous transition back to traditional Egyptian religious practices. While the results of these scans remain inconclusive, they highlight the enduring allure of Nefertiti's story and the potential for future discoveries to reshape our understanding of her life and death. The possibility that her burial site remains undiscovered continues to inspire archaeological missions across Egypt, from the Valley of the Kings to the lesser-explored regions of Amarna. Researchers assist in their quest. These efforts are bolstered by new technologies such as ground-penetrating radar and isotope analysis, which offer non-invasive ways to investigate potential burial sites. Additionally, the discovery of workers' settlements and tools in Amarna sheds light on the logistics and human effort behind royal tomb construction, offering clues that may eventually lead to Nepa's final resting place beyond her physical disappearance. Nepa's legacy endures through the artistic and cultural achievements of her era. The iconic bust of Nefertiti, discovered in 1912 by German archaeologist Ludwig Borat, remains one of the most recognizable artifacts from ancient Egypt. Its exquisite craftsmanship and serene beauty have immortalized her in the collective imagination, ensuring that her name and image continue to captivate audiences worldwide. This bust, along with other depictions of Nefertiti, underscores her role as a symbol of grace, power, and innovation during a period of significant change. Equally intriguing is Nefertiti's role in the religious upheaval of her time. Atonism's emphasis on a single deity represented a radical departure from traditional Egyptian religious practices, and Nefertiti's active participation in this movement suggests she was deeply invested in its success. Her disappearance coincides with the decline of Aeazm, prompting questions about whether her fate was linked to the political and religious turbulence that followed Akhenaten's death. Did her association with Atonism make her a target for those seeking to restore traditional beliefs, or did she adapt and survive by aligning herself with the shifting power dynamics of the time? Some researchers argue that Nefertiti's disappearance may reflect a deliberate erasure from history, a common practice in ancient Egypt when rulers sought to consolidate power or rewrite the narrative of their predecessors. The destruction of Aenon city Amarna and the systematic defacement of Aest monuments suggest a concerted effort to obliterate this chapter of history. If Nefertiti continued to wield influence after Akhenaten's death, her erasure could have been part of this broader campaign to restore traditional religious and political structures. The disappearance of Queen Nef is more than a historical puzzle. It is a reflection of the complexities and intrigues of ancient Egyptian society. Her story intertwines with themes of power, religion, and identity, offering a lens through which to explore the broader dynamics of her time, whether she died prematurely, assumed a new identity, or ruled as a pharaoh. In her own right, Nephti's life and legacy remain a testament to the enduring mysteries of ancient Egypt, as researchers continue to unravel the threads of her story. They are reminded of the richness and depth of a civilization that continues to inspire wonder and curiosity. Thousands of years later, the enigma of Nephti's disappearance also reflects the broader challenges of reconstructing ancient history. The fragmentary nature of archaeological evidence combined with the biases and limitations of historical records makes definitive conclusions elusive. Yet this very uncertainty fuels the enduring fascination with Nefertiti and her era. Each new discovery, whether it's a fragment of pottery, a faded inscription, or a groundbreaking technological breakthrough, adds another piece to the puzzle, drawing us closer to understanding the life and legacy of this extraordinary queen. In many ways, Nefertiti's story is emblematic of the enduring awe of ancient Egypt itself. Her beauty, power, and mystery capture the imagination, while her disappearance invites endless speculation and inquiry as long as her final resting place remains undiscovered and as long as questions about her fate persist. Nefertiti will continue to occupy a central place in the study of ancient history, reminding us of the inexhaustible depths of the human past. Chapter 3: The Curse of King Tutankhamun. The supposed curse of King Tutankhamun's tomb has captivated imaginations for over a century, weaving a tale of misfortune, mystery, and ancient wrath. 1922 by Howard Carter and his team marked one of the most significant archaeological finds of all time, revealing an extraordinary trove of treasures buried with the young pharaoh. However, it was not just the wealth of artifacts that captured public attention, but also the rumors of a supernatural curse said to afflict anyone who dared to disturb the sacred burial site. This enduring legend has sparked endless debate and speculation, blending historical events with sensationalized narratives and fueling the fascination with ancient Egypt mysteries. The origins of the curse can be traced to the events surrounding the excavation of the tomb. On November 4, 1922's team uncovered the entrance to the tomb in the Valley of the Kings, and by February 1923, they had begun to reveal its contents. The tomb's discovery was unprecedented in its richness and preservation, including a golden burial mask, intricate jewelry, ceremonial chariots, and an array of other priceless artifacts. Yet even as the world celebrated this monumental find, stories of ominous occurrences began to circulate. The most famous incident associated with the curse was the sudden death of Lord Caravan, the expedition's financial backer, just a few months after the tomb's opening. Caravan succumbed to an infected mosquito bite, which developed into blood poisoning, leading to his untimely demise in April 1923. His death coincided with a power outage in Cairo, further fueling rumors of a malevolent force at work. Sensationalist newspapers seized on the story linking Caravan's death to an ancient curse inscribed on the tomb, warning of doom to those who entered. In reality, no such inscription has ever been found in Tutankhamun's tomb. But the legend persisted. Other deaths and misfortunes among those connected to the excavation were quickly attributed to the curse. Arthur Mace, a member of Carter's team, fell ill and died in 1928. Radiologist Arkell Douglas Reed, who X-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy, also passed away shortly after his involvement. Even Carter's canary, rumored to have been devoured by a cobra, a symbol of Egyptian royalty, became part of the curse's law. While these incidents were likely coincidental or unrelated, they fed into the narrative of a supernatural retribution, capturing the public's imagination. The concept of a curse itself is deeply rooted in the religious and cultural practices of ancient Egypt. Protective spells and warnings were often inscribed red in tombs to deter grave robbers and safeguard the deceased in the afterlife. While Tutankhamun's tomb lacks any explicit curse inscription, Similar warnings have been found in other burial sites, for example, the tomb of the pharaoh. Anap contains a chilling admonition against anyone who might disturb the resting place, invoking divine wrath and suffering upon intruders. Such beliefs underscore the sacred nature of these tombs, and the profound fear of desecrating the dead. Modern science offers alternative explanations for the so-called curse. Some researchers suggest that ancient tombs sealed for millennia may harbor harmful substances, such as mold bacteria or toxic gases. Aspergillus, a type of mold that thrives in dark, damp environments, has been identified in some tombs and can cause respiratory illnesses. Additionally, exposure to bat guano and other organic matter could lead to infections or allergic reactions. These natural hazards, combined with the arduous conditions of archaeological work, may explain the illnesses and deaths attributed to the curse. The psychological impact of the curse cannot be overlooked. The power of suggestion and the influence of media played significant roles in perpetuating the legend. Reports of Caravan's death and other tragedies were often sensationalized, with headlines proclaiming the vengeance of the pharaohs. The CSE's narrative tapped into broader themes of colonial exploration, cultural appropriation, and the tension between ancient traditions and science. For many, the idea of a curse served as a poetic justice for the perceived violation of sacred ground. Despite the widespread belief in the curse, many individuals associated with the tomb's discovery lived long, unremarkable lives. Howard Carter himself, the central figure in the excavation, died of natural causes in 1939 at the age of 64. Nearly 2 decades after opening the tomb, other members of the team and their families also escaped any unusual misfortune. These cases challenge the notion of a universal curse, suggesting that the tragedies surrounding the tomb were more a product of chance than of supernatural intervention. The legend of the curse has left an indelible mark on popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and documentaries, from Hollywood blockbusters to eerie ghost stories. The tale of Tutankamon's curse continues to capture the imagination of audiences worldwide. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to blend history, mystery, and the supernatural, creating a narrative that transcends time and culture in the broader heritage. The curse raises important questions about the ethics of excavation and the treatment of ancient artifacts. The tombs of Egypt's pharaohs were intended as eternal resting places, yet their contents have been removed, displayed, and studied in ways that often prioritize scientific discovery over cultural sensitivity. The idea of a curse can be seen as a metaphorical warning about the consequences of disrupting the past without respect for its context and meaning. Over the years, advancements in archaeology have provided new insights into the tomb of Tutankhamun and the events surrounding its discovery. Detailed studies of the artifacts have revealed intricate details about the life and reign of the young pharaoh, offering a glimpse into the wealth and complexity of ancient Egyptian civilization. Scientific analyses, including DNA testing and CT scans of Tutankhamun's mummy, have shed light on his lineage, health, and potential causes of death. Further demystifying aspects of his short life, the alleged curse has also become a lens through which to examine the intersection of science and superstition. While the scientific explanations for illnesses and accidents associated with the tomb are compelling, the persistence of the curse's legend speaks to humanity's enduring fascination with the supernatural. The notion of a curse taps into deep-seated fears of the unknown, serving as a reminder of the power of myth to shape our understanding of historical events. One intriguing aspect of the curse legacy is its role in shaping public perceptions of ancient Egypt. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb coincided with a surge of interest in Egyptology, spurred by the dramatic circumstances of the excavation and the subsequent media frenzy. The curse became a central theme in the public's imagination, overshadowing the more nuanced realities of the archaeological. Find this fascination with curses and mysteries has contributed to the romanticized and often mystical portrayal of ancient Egypt in popular culture. influencing everything from literature to tourism. The Curse of King Tutankhamun is a story that continues to evolve, enriched by new discoveries and interpretations. It serves as a testament to the enduring allure of ancient Egypt and the ways in which history, mythology, and human imagination intertwine, whether viewed as a historical anomaly, a cultural phenomenon, or a cautionary tale. The legend of the curse reminds us of the complexities of exploring the past and the delicate balance between reverence and curiosity in uncovering its secrets. Ultimately, the curse is less about ancient wrath and more about the power of storytelling. It reflects humanity's fascination with the unknown and our tendency to seek meaning in coincidence and misfortune. As archaeologists and historians continue to study Tutankhamun's tomb and its artifacts, the legend of the curse remains a captivating chapter in the broader narrative of ancient Egypt, reminding us of the inexhaustible mysteries and wonders of this remarkable civilization. Chapter 4. The Lost Labyrinth of Hara. The Lost Labyrinth of Hara, described in awe by ancient historians such as Herodotus and Strabo, stands as one of the most tantalizing enigmas of antiquity, situated near the Efam oasis in Egypt. This monumental structure was said to be unparalleled in grandeur, containing thousands of rooms adorned with hieroglyphs, intricate carvings, and artwork. According to these accounts, the labyrinth was both a palace and a temple, constructed to commemorate the glory of the Middle Kingdom pharaoh Amenhotep III. Despite these vivid descriptions, no definitive evidence of the labyrinth's existence has been uncovered, leaving archaeologists and historians to grapple with its mysteries and speculate about its true nature. Herodotus, often referred to as the father of history, wrote of the labyrinth during his travels in Egypt in the 5th century BCE. He described a structure so vast and intricate that it surpassed even the pyramids in magnificence. According to his accounts, the labyrinth featured 12 covered courts and an estimated 3,000 rooms, half of which were above ground, and half below. Herodotus claimed to have seen the labyrinth himself, though he admitted that he was not allowed access to the underground chambers, which were said to house the tombs of kings and sacred crocodiles. Strabo, a Greek geographer and historian who visited Egypt centuries later, corroborated much of Herodotus' account. He described the labyrinth as a sprawling complex of interconnected rooms and corridors, marveling at its complexity and scale. Both Herodotus and Strabo emphasized the labyrinth's dual purpose as a place of religious significance and administrative power. Its construction was attributed to Amenhotep III, who ruled during the 12th dynasty of the Middle Kingdom and was known for his ambitious building projects, including the Black Pyramid at Dashu. The physical remains of what may have been the labyrinth in the 19th century by archaeologists such as Carl Richard Lepsius, who identified a massive stone platform near the Hawara Pyramid as a possible foundation for the legendary structure. Subsequent explorations have revealed traces of large-scale architectural features, including colonnades and courtyards, but no conclusive evidence of the labyrinth itself. The site has been heavily eroded by time flooding and human activity, complicating efforts to reconstruct its original form. Modern technological advancements have renewed interest in the search for the lost labyrinth ground. Penetrating radar and magnetic surveys conducted in the early 21st century by teams of researchers have revealed anomalies beneath the surface near the Pyramid of Amenhotep III, suggesting the presence of subsurface structures. Some researchers believe these findings could represent remnants of the labyrinth or related complexes, though definitive conclusions remain elusive. The lack of comprehensive excavation in the area leaves many questions unanswered, fueling ongoing debate and speculation. The labyrinth's purported grandeur and significance have also inspired a wealth of theories about its purpose and meaning. Some scholars view it as a symbolic representation of the cosmos, reflecting the ancient Egyptians' deep understanding of order and balance. Others argue that the labyrinth functioned primarily as an administrative center, housing records and officials who managed the FI region's vast agricultural resources. The idea that it served as a tomb complex safeguarding the remains of Ahmet III and other royals aligns with Herodotus' description of subterranean chambers filled with sacred objects and burial sites. One of the most compelling aspects of the labyrinth legend is its emphasis on duality. Herodotus and Strabo both mention the structure's above-ground and underground components, suggesting a deliberate architectural symbolism. The above-ground rooms may have served public or ceremonial functions, while the underground chambers were reserved for sacred and pharaoh purposes. This duality mirrors the ancient Egyptian worldview, which often emphasized the interplay between the visible and the hidden, the earthly and the divine. The labyrinth's association with Amenhotep III further deepens its intrigue. This pharaoh is often regarded as one of the most innovative rulers of the Middle Kingdom, credited with large-scale irrigation projects and architectural advancements. His reign saw the transformation of the Fayoum region into a fertile agricultural hub supported by a network of canals and reservoirs. The labyrinth may have been intended as a monumental testament to these achievements, embodying the pharaoh's vision of order and prosperity. The cultural and historical impact of the Lost Labyrinth extends far beyond its physical location. It has become a symbol of human curiosity and the enduring allure of ancient mysteries. The labyrinth legend has influenced literature, art, and popular culture, serving as a metaphor for complexity. Discovery and the unknown writers and artists throughout history have drawn inspiration from its story, imagining it as a place of wonder and peril, where the boundaries between reality and myth blur. One of the challenges in confirming the existence of the labyrinth lies in reconciling the historical accounts with the archaeological record. Herodotus and Strabo wrote centuries after the labyrinth's supposed construction, relying on second-hand information and their interpretations of what they observed. Their description, while vivid, may have been influenced by the oral traditions and cultural biases of their time. The labyrinth's sheer scale and intricacy, as described in ancient texts, raise questions about the feasibility of such a structure, given the technological and logistical constraints of the Middle Kingdom period. Despite these challenges, the search for the lost labyrinth continued to captivate archaeologists and enthusiasts. Its potential discovery would represent a groundbreaking achievement in the study of ancient Egypt, shedding light on the engineering, religious practices, and political organization of one of history's most remarkable civilizations. Even in the absence of definitive evidence, the labyrinth remains a powerful symbol of humanity's quest for knowledge and our enduring fascination with the mysteries of the past. The enduring allure of the lost labyrinth also speaks to its role as a bridge between ancient and modern worlds. In antiquity, it was a testament to human ingenuity and the Egyptians' mastery of architecture and symbolism. Today, it serves as a reminder of the limits of our knowledge and the potential for discovery. Advances in technology, such as high-resolution satellite imaging and non-invasive archaeological techniques, offer new avenues for exploration, keeping the hope of uncovering the labyrinth alive. The story of the lost labyrinth of Hawara serves as a reminder of the complexities of interplay between fact and fiction, the limitations of ancient sources, and the ways in which modern science can enhance our understanding of the past. Whether as a tangible structure waiting to be unearthed or as a creation of ancient imagination, the labyrinth continues to inspire awe and wonder, embodying the timeless allure of ancient Egypt and its enduring legacy. The search for this extraordinary monument reminds us that history is not a static record, but a dynamic and ever-evolving puzzle, inviting us to piece together the fragments of the past and reimagine the stories of those who came before us. Chapter 5. The Mystery of the Sphinx's Missing Nose. The Great Sphinx of Giza, an iconic symbol of ancient Egypt, has stood guard near the pyramids for thousands of years, its enigmatic gaze fixed on the horizon. Yet despite its grandeur and historical significance, one striking feature is conspicuously absent. Its nose, the missing nose of the Sphinx, has been a source of fascination and speculation for centuries, giving rise to theories that range from plausible to fantastical. This enduring mystery invites us to delve into history, art, and archaeology to understand what might have caused the Sphinx to lose this prominent feature. The Great Sphinx, believed to have been constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khafra around 2500 BCE, is carved from a single block of limestone at approximately 73 meters long and 20 meters high. It is one of the largest and oldest monolithic statues in the world. Originally, the Sphinx would have been a vivid sight, painted in bright colors with its nose and facial features intact. However, by the time of modern documentation, the Sphinx's nose was already missing, sparking questions about what might have happened to it. One popular theory attributes the missing nose to deliberate destruction during a period of iconoclasm. The most widely circulated story suggests that the nose was destroyed in the 14th century CE by a Sufi mystic named Muhammad Saim Alar. According to this account, Alar was enraged by local peasants who made offerings to the Sphinx in the belief that it could influence agricultural fertility, viewing this practice as idolatrous. He is said to have defaced the statue to prevent further worship. While this narrative is compelling, its historical accuracy remains debated, as the earliest written accounts of this story appear centuries after the alleged event. Another theory posits that the Sphinx's nose was lost to artillery fire during Napoleon Bonaparte's military campaign in Egypt in the late 18th century. While vivid and often repeated, this explanation lacks supporting evidence. Early sketches of the Sphinx made by travelers and scholars, including drawings from the 16th century, show the statue without its nose, predating Napoleon's arrival in Egypt. These sketches suggest that the nose was missing long before the French campaign. Natural erosion presents yet another possible explanation. The Sphinx, carved from a combination of hard and soft limestone, has suffered extensive weathering over millennia. Due to wind, sand, and temperature fluctuations, the nose, being a relatively protruding and delicate part of the structure, may have succumbed to natural forces. However, the symmetrical damage and the absence of clear erosion patterns where the nose once was point toward deliberate removal rather than gradual decay. Archaeological evidence adds further intrigue to the mystery. Close examination of the Sphinx's face reveals tool marks around the area where the nose was attached, suggesting it was chiseled off with precision. The 1-meter-wide nose would have required significant effort to remove, implying that the act was intentional and possibly symbolic. The reasons behind such an act remain speculative, but could range from religious motivations to political statements. The missing nose of the Sphinx has also been the subject of various cultural and artistic interpretations. In ancient times, statues and monuments were often defaced as a way to diminish the power or legacy of the individuals they represent. Damaging the nose specifically was a common practice, as it was believed to sever the statue's ability to breathe and thus its connection to the spiritual realm. This practice was not unique to the Sphinx, but was observed across many ancient cultures, including Egypt. Modern debates about the missing nose have also ventured into the realm of conspiracy theories and pseudoscience. Some have suggested that the Sphinx's nose was removed to obscure its original appearance, aligning with speculative claims about the statue's racial or ethnic characteristics. While these theories often lack credible evidence and are dismissed by mainstream scholars, they highlight the cultural and symbolic power the Sphinx continues to hold in contemporary discourse. The mystery of the Sphinx's missing nose is not just a question of historical curiosity, but a reflection of the broader challenges in understanding the past. And the interplay of natural and human factors make it difficult to pinpoint a single explanation. Yet this very ambiguity adds to the allure of the Sphinx, inviting ongoing exploration and interpretation. The loss of the Sphinx's nose also speaks to the vulnerability of cultural monuments over time. Throughout history, statues, temples, and other works of art have been subjected to destruction or alteration due to changing political, religious, and social dynamics. In the case of the Sphinx, the missing nose serves as a reminder of how monuments, no matter how grand or seemingly permanent, are shaped by the societies that interact with them, whether defaced intentionally or lost to natural forces. The absence of the Sphinx's nose reflects the passage of time and the shifting attitudes of those who encountered it in the broader context of ancient Egypt. The Sphinx represents a complex intersection of mythology, politics, and art. As a guardian figure. The Sphinx symbolized strength and protection, often associated with the sun Gadra. The defacement of such a significant monument may have been an act aimed at undermining the symbolic power it held, whether for religious or political reasons. Alternatively, the loss of the nose might have been an unintended consequence of broader environmental and human activity in the area. The enduring fascination with the Sphinx's missing nose also highlights the power of storytelling in shaping historical narratives, from early travelers' accounts to modern media. The mystery of the missing nose has been retold and reimagined, often emphasizing the dramatic and the mysterious. These stories reflect our ongoing fascination with ancient Egypt and the desire to uncover its secrets, even as new discoveries and technologies continue to refine our understanding. Recent advancements in digital reconstruction and archaeological science offer new possibilities for exploring the history of the Sphinx. High resolution imaging, 3D modeling, and material analysis may provide additional clues about how the statue was constructed and altered over time. These tools not only deepen our knowledge of the Sphinx, but also contribute to broader efforts to preserve and protect cultural heritage sites worldwide. As one of the world's most recognizable monuments, the Great Sphinx of Giza embodies the enduring legacy of ancient Egypt. Its missing nose, far from diminishing its significance, adds a layer of intrigue and mystery that captures the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and the general public alike. Whether the result of iconoclasm, warfare, natural forces, or a combination of these factors, the absence of the Sphinx's nose serves as a testament to the passage of time and the complex interplay of history, culture, and human intervention. The mystery of the Sphinx's missing nose continues to inspire new research and debate, ensuring that this ancient monument remains a vibrant subject of inquiry and fascination. It challenges us to think critically about the stories we tell, the evidence we uncover, and the ways in which history is preserved and interpreted. Ultimately, the Sphinx's missing nose is more than a historical anomaly. It is a symbol of the ongoing quest to understand our past and the enduring impact of ancient civilizations on the modern world. Chapter 6. The Hidden Chambers in the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza, an enduring symbol of human ingenuity and ambition, continues to reveal secrets that deepen our fascination with ancient Egypt, standing for over 4,500 years. This architectural marvel has long been a subject of exploration and speculation. Recent advancements in technology have uncovered mysterious voids within its structure, leading to heated debates. Are these voids hidden chambers, architectural features, or simply structural gaps constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BCE? The Great Pyramid was designed as both a monumental tomb and a symbol of the pharaoh's divine authority. Its precise alignment with the cardinal points and its massive scale, comprising an estimated 2.3 million limestone blocks, demonstrate the extraordinary skill of its builders. Despite centuries of study, the pyramid has retained an aura of mystery, particularly regarding its internal architecture. In 2017, the Scan pyramids project an international collaboration of scientists and archaeologists made headlines with the announcement of two significant voids detected within the pyramid using muon radiography, a technique that tracks cosmic particles as they pass through solid structures. Researchers identified these anomalies without physically disturbing the ancient monument. The findings sparked global intrigue and renewed interest in uncovering the pyramid's hidden aspects. The first and most notable discovery was a large void located above the Grand Gallery, a sloping corridor that connects the Queen's Chamber and the King's Chamber. This void, often referred to as the Big Void, measures approximately 30 meters. Its purpose and origin have fueled various theories. Some propose that it may be an undiscovered ceremonial chamber, while others suggest it served a structural function, such as relieving pressure on the Grand Gallery below the second anomaly near the pyramid's northern face, has been interpreted as a potential corridor or passage. This smaller void's location and configuration have led some researchers to speculate about the existence of a hidden entrance or another unexplored pathway leading deeper into the pyramid. However, these interpretations remain speculative, as no direct access to the voids has yet been achieved. The idea of hidden chambers within the Great Pyramid is not new. Historical accounts from ancient writers, including Herodotus, describe elaborate mechanisms and concealed rooms meant to safeguard the pharaoh's treasures. While much of Herodotus' narrative is considered mythical, the allure of secret chambers has persisted through centuries of exploration. Archaeologists and adventurers alike have probed the pyramid's depths, often yielding more questions than answers. One compelling hypothesis regarding the Big Void is that it might have been a constructional feature. Building a structure of such immense scale required innovative techniques to manage weight distribution and maintain stability. The void could represent an internal ramp or workspace used during construction. This theory aligns with proposals that internal ramps or scaffolding systems were employed to position the massive stone blocks precisely alternatively. The void might reflect an intentional design choice, echoing the ancient Egyptians' mastery of stress management and architectural balance. Another possibility is that these voids are symbolic, representing metaphysical or religious concepts integral to ancient Egyptian cosmology. The pyramid as a whole was more than a tomb. It was a spiritual machine designed to facilitate the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. Hidden chambers or passages might have been conceived as part of this transition, symbolizing the journey through the underworld or the mystery of rebirth. Despite the enthusiasm surrounding these discoveries, the lack of direct access to the voids poses a significant challenge. Non-invasive technologies, like muon radiography, provide valuable insights but are limited in their ability to determine the exact nature or contents of these spaces. Proposed methods, such as deploying miniature robots or advanced endoscopic devices, hold promise but have yet to be implemented. The Egyptian government, mindful of the need to preserve the integrity of the monument, approaches such proposals with caution. Skeptics argue that the voids may not be as significant as they seem. Large structures often contain unintentional gaps resulting from construction techniques or material imperfections. Without further evidence, it remains uncertain whether the detected anomalies represent purposeful chambers or incidental features. The discovery of these voids has reignited public interest in the Great Pyramid, capturing imaginations worldwide, from documentaries and academic debates to speculative theories involving lost civilizations or extraterrestrial involvement. The voids have become a focal point for those intrigued by the mysteries of ancient Egypt. While some theories lean towards the fantastical, the scientific investigation remains grounded in the pursuit of evidence and understanding. The voids have also prompted discussions about the pyramid's symbolic significance. Ancient Egyptian architecture often blended functionality with deeply spiritual and cosmological themes. The Great Pyramid's precise construction and alignment with celestial bodies reflect an intricate worldview in which earthly structures mirrored the divine order of the universe. Hidden chambers, or voids, might have served as metaphysical spaces embodying the transition between life and the afterlife, or representing the mysterious journey of the soul. The history of exploration within the Great Pyramid provides context for the importance of these discoveries, from the earliest recorded penetrations of the pyramid's interior by ancient robbers to the systematic investigations of modern archaeologists. Each effort has added layers of understanding while leaving many questions unanswered. The 19th century excavations by explorers such as Giovanni Battista Cava and how advice revealed much about the pyramid's internal structure, but also left after legacy of destruction and conjecture. The application of non-invasive technologies like muon radiography represents a significant shift, prioritizing preservation while pushing the boundaries of discovery further. The discoveries within the Great Pyramid resonate with broader themes in archaeology and heritage preservation. The debate over how to investigate the voids highlights the tension between the desire for knowledge and the need to protect cultural landmarks. Advances in technology offer, but they also raise ethical questions about intervention and the balance between curiosity and conservation. Modern scanning technologies have not only uncovered potential hidden chambers, but also shed light on the craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptian. For example, the arrangement of blocks and the use of specific materials to counteract pressure and weight distribution underscore their advanced understanding of engineering principles. The pyramid's longevity and resilience stand as a testament to these techniques, offering lessons that continue to inform modern engineering practices. As research progresses, the investigation of these hidden chambers promises to shed light not only on the Great Pyramid, but also on the people who built it. Whether the voids turn out to be ceremonial spaces, functional features, or something entirely unexpected, their discovery underscores the complexity and ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. These findings also emphasize the importance of interdisciplinary collaboration, blending archaeology, physics, and engineering to uncover new layers of history. Ultimately, the hidden chambers in the Great Pyramid invite us to ponder deeper questions about the nature of discovery. What motivates us to seek answers to mysteries that have persisted for thousands of years? How do we balance the desire for knowledge with the imperative to preserve our cultural heritage as we await further revelations? The Great Pyramid stands as a testament to human creativity and ambition, a monument that continues to inspire wonder and exploration. In every generation, it challenges us to view history not as a closed book, but as an evolving narrative rich with possibilities and untapped insights waiting to be explored and understood. A new chapter. 7. The Dendera Light, the Temple of Hathor at Dendera. One of Egypt's most well-preserved and richly decorated ancient temples, has intrigued historians and enthusiasts for centuries. Among its many carvings and reliefs is a depiction that has sparked considerable debate and speculation: the so-called Dendera Light found in a crypt beneath the temple. The relief appears to depict figures holding a large bulbous object, which some interpret as a form of ancient electrical technology. The question remains, was this a symbolic image steeped in religious or cultural meaning, or could it be evidence of advanced technological knowledge lost to history? The Dendera Light relief features a large, elongated shape often likened to a modern light bulb inside. This bulb is a snake-like figure curling from one end to the other. Supporting the bulb is a lotus flower base while a figure holds it. Aloft, other smaller figures appear to interact with or observe the device on the surface. This depiction's unusual form has led some to draw comparisons to electrical devices, inspiring theories that the ancient Egyptians possessed advanced technologies beyond what is currently accepted by mainstream archaeology. The most popular alternative theory suggests that the Dendera Light is evidence of an ancient form of electrical illumination. Proponents of this idea point to the structure's resemblance to a Crookes tube, an early experimental electrical discharge tube, or a Gissler tube, a device that emits light when electrified. The snake inside the bulb is likened to a filament or a stream of charged particles. Supporters of this theory argue that such technology could have been used to light the interiors of tombs and temples, eliminating the need for torches or oil lamps, which would have left soot or residue on the ceilings, something rarely found in these structures. However, mainstream scholars and Egyptologists generally dismiss these interpretations. They argue that the relief's imagery is rooted in the religious and symbolic context of ancient Egyptian culture. The bulb shape, for instance, is more plausibly interpreted as a depiction of a lotus flower in bloom, a common symbol of creation and rebirth in Egyptian art. The snake within the bulb is believed to represent a manifestation of the god Atom or Humus, symbolizing creation energy or the life force. The entire relief from this perspective is a cosmological or mythological representation rather than a depiction of a literal device. The crypt, where the Dendera light relief is located, further supports the symbol interpretation. These spaces were not functional areas for practical activities, but sacred zones associated with ritual and mysticism. The crypts housed ceremonial artifacts and were adorned with esoteric imagery that reflected complex theological ideas. The placement of the Dendera light relief in such a context strongly suggests it was intended as a symbolic or spiritual motif, rather than a technical diagram. The absence of corroborating evidence also weighs heavily against the technological interpretation. No artifacts resembling light bulbs, electrical generators, or related components have ever been discovered in ancient Egypt. Furthermore, there is no textual evidence in the extensive body of Egyptian writings, including engineering man ULs and temple inscriptions, that describes or alludes to such devices. The vast majority of archaeological findings suggest that the ancient Egyptians relied on oil lamps, torches, and natural light for illumination. From a symbolic perspective, the Dendera light relief can be seen as a metaphorical expression of ancient Egyptian cosmology. The lotus flower at the base of the bulb is a powerful emblem of creation, often depicted as emerging from the primordial waters of Nun, the snake. A recurring motif in Egyptian art represents transformation, energy, and renewal. Together, these elements may encapsulate the cycle of life, death, and rebirth themes. Central to the religious and philosophical beliefs of ancient Egypt, the allure of the Dendera light as a potential artifact of advanced technology reflects broader cultural and psychological dynamics. Modern audiences are often drawn to the idea that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge or technologies comparable to or exceeding our own. Such theories resonate with the human fascination for mysteries and the hope of uncovering lost wisdom. However, they also risk overshadowing the genuine achievements of ancient cultures, which are remarkable in their own right. The Dendera light debate highlights the importance of context in interpreting ancient artifacts and imagery. Removing a single relief from its cultural and historical framework can lead to misleading conclusions, as symbols that held profound meaning for the ancient Egyptians are reinterpreted through the lens of modern assumptions and desires. By situating the Dendera light within its proper context, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and richness of Egyptian art and thought. Adding to the complexity of the debate are the technological limitations of the period in question. The production of electricity requires a sophisticated understanding of materials and processes, including the generation, storage, and transmission of energy. No evidence exists to suggest that the ancient Egyptians had access to materials like copper wires or the necessary knowledge to construct and maintain electrical devices. The absence of such infrastructure makes the technological interpretation of the Dendera light highly implausible. The design and purpose of the scripts themselves provide further insights into the symbolic nature of the Dendera light relief. These subterranean chambers were not intended for public access, but were used exclusively by priests engaged in rituals. The imagery on the walls, including the Dendera light, would have been part of a complex theological narrative that conveyed sacred truths to those initiated into the temple's mysteries. This restricted access underscores the esoteric nature of the relief, aligning it more closely with spiritual symbolism than practical utility. The relief also reflects the artistic conventions of the time, which frequently employed symbolic imagery to convey abstract concepts. In ancient Egyptian art. Literal representations were often secondary to the deeper spiritual or cosmological ideas being expressed. The Dendera light, like other temple carvings, may have been designed to evoke a sense of awe and wonder, drawing the viewer into a meditative or reflective state. Modern interpretations of the Dendera light reveal as much about contemporary perspectives as they do about ancient Egypt. The fascination with potential advanced technologies in antiquity often reflects modern desires to see parallels between ancient and modern achievements. These interpretations also highlight the human tendency to project present-day knowledge onto the past, creating narratives that resonate with current technological and cultural preoccupations. Ultimately, the Dendera light remains a fascinating and enigmatic image, inviting speculation and discussion, while the mainstream scholarly consensus supports a symbolic interpretation rooted in religious and cosmological themes. The enduring allure of alternative theories speaks to the human desire to connect with the past in unexpected ways, whether viewed as a representation of mythical creation or as a tantalizing clue to a forgotten technology. The Dendera light continues to capture the imagination, bridging the worlds of ancient art and modern curiosity. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the ancient world, the Dendera light serves as a reminder of the importance of careful scholarship and contextual understanding. It challenges us to look beyond surface appearances and consider the cultural, historical, and spiritual dimensions that shape human creativity. In doing so, it enriches our appreciation for the achievements of ancient Egypt and deepens our connection to one of the world's most fascinating civilizations. Chapter 8. The Tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. The Tomb of Cleopatra the Qth and Mark Antony, one of history's most famous couples, remains an elusive mystery, despite centuries of speculation and exploration. Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptoic Kingdom of Egypt, and her Roman lover Mark Antony are remembered for their dramatic love story and tragic demise. According to ancient sources, the two were buried together, fulfilling their wish to remain united in death. However, the location of their final resting place has never been conclusively identified, leaving archaeologists and historians to piece together clues in the hope of solving one of antiquity's most enduring enigmas. Historical accounts, primarily from Roman writers such as Plutarch and Cassius Dio, provide tantalizing details about the couple's burial after their defeat by Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus, at the Battle of Actium in 2780-31 BC. Antony and Cleopatra returned to Egypt, where their fortunes continued to decline. Antony took his own life after receiving false news of Cleopatra's death, and Cleopatra is believed to have followed suit, famously using an asp or poison to end her life. Pluto's writings suggest that Octavian, despite his animosity towards the couple, permitted them to be buried together in a grand morum befitting their royal status. The description of the tomb as a splendid and lofty monument has led to speculation about its location. Some scholars suggest it was built within or near Alexandria, Cleopatra's capital, and the cultural hub of the ancient Mediterranean. Others propose that it might have been constructed at Taposiris Magna, an ancient temple complex located about 50 kilometers west of Alexandria. This site has been the focus of extensive archaeological investigations in recent years, yielding significant finds that hint at its importance during Cleopatra's reign. Taposiris Magna, dedicated to Osiris, the god of the afterlife, offers a compelling setting for the couple's tomb. The temple's association with Osiris and Isis, a deity Cleopatra closely identified herself with, aligns with the queen's religious and political strategy of presenting herself as a living goddess. Excavations led by Dominican archaeologist Dr. Kathleen Martinez have uncovered coins bearing Cleopatra's image, fragments of statues, and evidence of a funerary complex, starking hopes that the tomb may lie nearby. However, no definitive evidence has been found to confirm this theory. The search for Cleopatra and Antony's tomb is complicated by centuries of natural and human-caused changes to the landscape. Alexandria, where the tomb may have been located, has undergone significant transformations due to earthquakes, tsunamis, and rising sea levels. Large portions of the ancient city are now submerged beneath the Mediterranean Sea, making exploration challenging. Underwater archaeology has uncovered remnants of Cleopatra's palace and associated structures, but no trace of the tomb itself. Another challenge lies in the limited and sometimes conflicting nature of historical accounts. Ancient writers often focused on the dramatic aspects of Cleopatra and Antony's lives, offering little concrete information about their burial. Additionally, Roman propaganda, following their deaths, sought to portray Cleopatra in a negative light, potentially distorting details about her tomb and legacy. Modern researchers must navigate these biases while interpreting the available evidence. The cultural and symbolic significance of Cleopatra and Antony's tomb adds another layer of intrigue to the mystery their union represented. Not only a powerful political alliance, but also the merging of Egyptian and Roman worlds. A tomb built for them might have reflected this duality, combining elements of Toic and Roman pharaoh traditions. Such a discovery could shed light on the cultural and artistic synthesis that characterized the final years of Cleopatra's reign. The enduring fascination with Cleopatra and Antony's tomb reflects their status as symbols of love, power, and tragedy. Their story has inspired countless works of literature, art, and film, ensuring their legacy endures even as their Boule site remains hidden. For archaeologists, the quest to find their tomb is more than a pursuit of fame or treasure. It is a journey into the heart of history, seeking to understand the lives and legacies of two individuals who shaped the ancient world. The potential discovery of the tomb would also provide valuable insights into Toic pharaoh practices. Cleopatra's reign marked a period of cultural blending with Egyptian and Hellenistic traditions, intertwining in art, religion, and governance. If the tomb exists, it could offer a wealth of artifacts and inscriptions, illuminating how these influences manifested in the Queen's final resting place. Such findings could redefine our understanding of the Pic period and its role in the broader context of Mediterranean history. The search for Cleopatra and Antony's tomb has not been confined to archaeological excavations. Alone, advances in technology, including satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar, have opened new avenues for exploration. These tools allow anomalies without disturbing the landscape, increasing the likelihood of locating the tomb while preserving its integrity. Despite these advancements, the quest remains fraught with challenges requiring patience, ingenuity, and international collaboration. Whether the tomb lies beneath the sands of Taposiris, Magna, the waters of Alexandria, or an entirely different location, its discovery would be a testament to the power of human curiosity and perseverance. Until that day, the mystery of Cleopatra and Antony's final resting place continues to fuel exploration and imagination. Bridging the gap between history and legend, it serves as a reminder of the complexities of historical research and the enduring allure of unsolved mysteries. Chapter N: The Origin of the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, one of the most famous artifacts in human history, played a pivotal role in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs and unlocking the secrets of ancient Egypt, discovered in 1799 near the town of Rosetta, modern-day Rashid. In 1799, the Nile Delta. The stone bears inscriptions in 3 scripts: Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphs. While its significance in the history of linguistic and archaeology is undeniable, questions about its origin, creation, and original purpose remain only partially answered, shrouded in layers of historical mystery. The Rosetta Stone dates back to 196 BCE during the reign of Ptolemy V. Epiphanes, a ruler of the Toic dynasty that governed Egypt following the conquests of Alexander the Great. The artifact is a fragment of a largest sta, a stone slab inscribed with texts meant for public display. The text on the stone is a decree issued by a council of priests affirming the divine status of Ptolemy V. and detailing various reforms and benefits he granted to Egypt's temples and priesthood. This decree was written in 3 scripts to ensure it could be understood by all literate members of Egyptian society: hieroglyphs for religious elites, Demotic for the administrative class, and Greek for the ruling Greek-speaking Toic administration. The Rosetta Stone's origins as a royal decree offer insight into the political and religious climate of Toic Egypt. By the time of Fifth's reign, the Toic dynasty faced challenges to its authority, including internal dissent and external threats. Issuing decrees, such as the one inscribed on the Rosetta Stone, was a strategic move to legitimize the young king's rule and consolidate power. By aligning with Egypt's deeply entrenched religious institutions, the priests as intermediaries between the divine and mortal realms held significant influence, and then endorsement of Tommy V's reign was crucial for maintaining stability. The question of where the Rosetta Stone was originally erected adds another layer of intrigue. Scholars believe it was one of many stelae created to disseminate the decree across Egypt, possibly displayed in a prominent temple or administrative center. The artifact's discovery in the Nile Delta suggests it was relocated possibly during antiquity or the early medieval period, when materials from ancient monuments were frequently repurposed for construction. The exact circumstances that led to its deposition near Rosetta remain unknown, leaving historians to speculate about its journey over the millennia. The Rosetta Stone's multilingual inscriptions were key to its later significance when it was unearthed by French soldiers during Napoleon Bonaparte campaign in Egypt. Scholars quickly recognized its potential to decode hieroglyphs, a script that had been indecipherable for centuries. The stone's Greek inscription provided the crucial link, allowing scholars such as Thomas Young and Jean-François Schoon to compare the scripts and gradually unlock the language of ancient Egypt. This breakthrough revolutionized Egyptology, providing access to a vast body of inscriptions, texts, and knowledge about one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Despite its fame, the Rosetta Stone is only a fragment of a larger narrative. The decree it bears is part of a broader tradition of multilingual texts issued during the Toic period, reflecting the complex interplay of cultures in Hellenistic Egypt. The tomes ruled over a society where Greek and Egyptian traditions coexisted, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in tension. The trilingual format of the Rosetta Stone exemplifies this cultural blending, serving both as a tool of political communication and as a symbol of the interconnectedness of ancient Mediterranean civilizations. The stone's purpose was deeply tied to its political and religious context, but its legacy far surpasses its original function. Today it is celebrated not only as an artifact of historical importance, but also as a symbol of human ingenuity and perseverance in the quest to understand the past. Its discovery and subsequent study marked the beginning of modern Egyptology, bridging the gap between the ancient and modern worlds. The journey of the Rosetta Stone in the British Museum is itself a story of conquest and cultural exchange. Following its discovery by the French, in 1799, the stone was seized by the British after their victory over Napoleon's forces in Egypt. It was transported to London in 1802, where it became a centerpiece of the British Mums collection and an enduring symbol of the colonial competition for knowledge and artifacts. This journey, while controversial, underscores the broader historical forces that have shaped our understanding of ancient civilizations. Even as the Rosetta Stone resides in a museum, debates about its rightful ownership and the ethics of artifact repatriation continue. Egypt has periodically called for the stone's return, arguing that it represents a crucial part of the nation's heritage. These discussions reflect the broader tensions surrounding the legacy of colonialism and the role of museums in preserving and interpreting cultural history. The inscriptions on the Rosetta Stone reveal a great deal about the administrative practices and societal structure of Toic Egypt. The decree not only legitimized Toy V's rule, but also highlighted the role of temples as centers of power and influence by granting tax exemptions and other privileges to the priesthood. The young king ensured their support, solidifying his position amidst a politically fragmented landscape. This strategic alliance between the monarchy and religious institutions underscores the PAM's adeptness at navigating the complexities of Egyptian tradition and Hellenistic governance. The Rosetta Stone also reflects the broader cultural dynamics of its time. The Toic dynasty's reliance on multilingual inscription IS mirrored the diverse makeup of their kingdom. Greek settlers, native Egyptians, and other groups coexisted within a framework that sought to balance these identities. The use of Greek demotic and hieroglyphs on the Rosetta Stone symbolizes this delicate equilibrium, offering a rare glimpse into the linguistic and cultural interplay of the era. While the Rosetta Stone has answered many questions about ancient Egypt, it has also left others unanswered. The original stela from which the stone is a fragment would have provided additional context about its placement and significance. Furthermore, the decree's references to specific temples and locations remain points of interest for archaeologists seeking to reconstruct the political and religious landscape of Toic Egypt. As such, the Rosetta Stone continues to inspire new research and interpretations, serving as both a key to the past and a catalyst for ongoing exploration. The origins of the Rosetta Stone, both as an artifact and as a tool for deciphering the past, encapsulate the complexities of history, culture, and human ambition. While we may never fully cover the details of its creation and journey, the stone remains a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of ancient and modern worlds. Its inscriptions, crafted to assert the authority of a young king, have transcended their original purpose to become a cornerstone of our understanding of ancient Egypt and its enduring influence on human history. Chapter 10. The Secret of the Bent Pyramid. The Bent Pyramid at Dashur, built during the reign of Phos-Neferu around 2600 BC, is one of Egypt's most enigmatic structures. Unlike the smooth-sided pyramids that define the iconic imagery of ancient Egypt, the Bent Pyramid exhibits a unique feature. Its angle of inclination changes approximately halfway up the structure, creating a bent appearance. This architectural anomaly has fascinated historians, architects, and archaeologists for centuries. Was this peculiar shape the result of a design flaw? Or was it a deliberate architectural choice reflecting Sneferu's innovative vision? The Bent Pyramid was constructed as part of Sneferu's ambitious pyramid-building program, which laid the foundation for the later architectural achievements of the 18th dynasty. Giza pyramids, originally designed with a steep angle of 54 degrees, the pyramid abruptly shifts to a gentler angle of 43 degrees about halfway up. This transition gives the structure its characteristic bend shape and sets it apart from other pyramids of the Old Kingdom. One prevailing theory suggests that the change in angle was necessitated by structural instability. The steep initial incline may have placed excessive stress on the pyramid's lower levels, causing cracks to form in the inner chambers and threatening the integrity of the structure. Ancient builders, recognizing the potential for catastrophic failure, might have adjusted the angle mid-construction to reduce the load and stabilize the pyramid. This pragmatic response to engineering challenges demonstrates the adaptability and ingenuity of ancient Egyptian architects. Supporting this theory are observations of the Bent Pyramid's construction techniques. The pyramid was built using a core of limestone blocks encased in fine, mature limestone. Evidence of cracking and settling in the lower courses design may have been overly ambitious for the materials and methods available at the time. The shift to a shallower angle would have alleviated the stress, ensuring the pyramid's completion and durability. Another perspective posits that the bent pyramid shape was an intentional design choice rather than a corrective measure. Some scholars argue that the dual-angle design reflects symbolic or religious significance. The pyramid's lower steep portion may represent the ascent to the heavens, while the gentler upper slope symbolizes a transition to the afterlife or a connection to the horizon. This interpretation aligns with the ancient Egyptian belief system, which placed great emphasis on the journey of the soul and the interplay between the earthly and divine realms. The bent pyramid's unique features extend beyond its shape. Unlike later pyramids, it retains much of its original outer casing, offering invaluable insights into the methods and aesthetics of Old Kingdom pyramid construction. The fine Tura limestone casing would have given the pyramid a brilliant reflective surface, enhancing its visual impact and reinforcing its symbolic significance as a bridge between the mortal and celestial worlds. The pyramid's internal structure also sets it apart from other pyramids of the era. It contains two separate burial chambers, each with its own entrance, one on the north face and another on the west. This unusual arrangement has fueled further speculation about the pyramid's purpose and design. Some researchers suggest that the two chambers reflect a dual function, possibly accommodating the pharaoh's earthly remains and his spiritual essence, or serving as a backup burial site. The construction of the bent pyramid also provides a glimpse into the evolution of pyramid building techniques. Sneferu's architects experimented with different designs, learning from the mistakes and successes of earlier structures. The bent pyramid represents a transitional phase between the stepped pyramids of Jose's era and the true smooth-sided pyramids, such as the Red Pyramid, also built by Sneferu, and the Great Pyramid at Giza. This period of experimentation highlights the innovative spirit of ancient Egyptian builders and their commitment to refining architectural techniques, despite its distinctive shape. The bent pyramid was not abandoned or considered a failure. On the contrary, it appears to have been a functioning royal monument, complete with associated temples and a causeway. The surrounding necropolis and ancillary structures suggest that the site held significant ceremonial importance during Sneferu's reign. The pyramid's enduring presence attests to its successful construction and its role in the development of Egypt's architectural legacy. The mystery of the bent pyramid continues to captivate modern audiences, serving as a reminder of the complexity and ingenuity of ancient Egyptian civilization. Whether the result of an engineering correction or a deliberate symbolic gesture, the pyramid stands as a test to the adaptability and creativity of its builders. Its unique design challenges conventional assumptions about pyramid construction and invites us to explore the interplay between function symbolism and innovation in ancient architecture. In addition to its architectural significance, the bent pyramid provides a window into the logistical challenges of pyramid construction building. Such a monumental structure required the coordination of thousands of laborers, engineers, and artisans, as well as the transportation of massive stone blocks from distant quarries. The adjustment of the angle mid-construction highlights the adaptability of this workforce and their ability to overcome unforeseen obstacles. It also raises questions about the decision-making process within Sneferu's administration and the extent to which the pharaoh himself was involved in shaping the project. The bent pyramid surrounding landscape adds further intrigue. Archaeological surveys have uncovered remnants of a satellite pyramid, which may have been intended for the queen or another royal family member, as well as various temples and ceremonial structures. These findings suggest that the site was not only a burial complex, but also a center for religious and political activity. The integration of these elements reflects the multifaceted role of pyramids in ancient Egyptian society, as both tombs and expressions of state power. As researchers continue to study the bent pyramid using advanced technologies, such as 3D modeling, ground-penetrating radar, and material analysis, new discoveries may shed light on its construction and purpose. These efforts not only deepen our understanding of this remarkable monument, but also contribute to the broader narrative of ancient Egypt's architectural achievements. The bent pyramid remains a powerful symbol of human ambition and ingenuity. Bridging the gap between the mysteries of the past and the insights of the present, the Bent Pyramid Sneferu's other projects, particularly the Red Pyramid, which is considered the first successful true pyramid, examining these structures together provides insights into the progression of architectural knowledge and the lessons learned by Sneferu's architects. The Bent Pyramid, with its unique shape, may have served as a stepping stone in this evolutionary process. Bridging the gap between experimental designs and the perfected form seen at Giza, the pyramid's significance extends beyond its architectural and historical context. It serves as a poignant reminder of the trial and error process inherent in human innovation. While the Bent Pyramid's unusual shape may initially appear as a flaw, it ultimately reflects the resilience and adaptability of its builders. It stands as a monument to the spirit of experimentation, offering valuable lessons about the interplay of creativity, practicality, and perseverance in the pursuit of greatness as the Bent Pyramid continues to stand tall amidst the sands of Dashur. It invites us to reflect on the ingenuity of ancient civilizations and the enduring mysteries they left behind, whether viewed as an architectural experiment, a symbolic statement, or a testament to the challenges of construction. The Bent Pyramid remains a source of fascination and inspiration, a bridge between the achievements of the past and the questions of the present. Chapter 11. The Book of Thoth, an enigmatic and legendary text attributed to the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom and writing, has captured the imagination of scholars. Mystics and adventurers for centuries, said to contain the secrets of the universe, powerful magical knowledge, and the ability to communicate directly with divine forces. The Book of Thoth represents one of the most enduring mysteries of ancient Egypt, while its existence remains speculative. The legend surrounding it offers profound insights into the cultural and spiritual beliefs of the ancient world. The known as Juti, in ancient Egyptian, was a central figure in the Egyptian pantheon, revered as the god of wisdom. Writing mathematics and magic third, was believed to have authored the sacred texts that governed the universe depicted as an ibis-headed deity or a baboon. Thoth was also associated with the moon and was seen as the mediator between gods and humans. The concept of the Book of Thoth arises from this rich mythological backdrop, where Thoth's role as the keeper of divine knowledge positioned him as the ultimate source of wisdom and power according to legend. The Book of Thoth contained spells and knowledge that could grant its possessor mastery over the natural and supernatural worlds. It was said to reveal the secrets of the heavens, the earth, and the afterlife, providing insight into the workings of the cosmos. Among its reputed powers was the ability to speak with animals, understand the language of the gods, and even resurrect the dead. This unparalleled knowledge, however, came with great risk. The Book of Thoth was believed to exact a heavy price on those who dared to misuse its power, often leading to madness or death. The origins of the Book of Thoth are rooted in ancient Egyptian law, but its legend expanded over time through Greek-Roman and later esoteric traditions. In the Hellenistic period, Thoth became associated with Hermes Trismegistus, a syncretic figure combining the attributes of Thoth and the Greek god. Hermes, this fusion gave rise to the Hermetic tradition, which revered the Hermes as the author of sacred texts known as the Hermetica. These writings, while not directly linked to the mythical Book of Thoth, perpetuated the idea of a divine source of hidden wisdom, accessible only to the enlightened. Despite the allure of the Book of Thoth, no physical evidence of its existence has ever been found. Ancient Egyptian texts, such as the Coffin texts and the Book of the Dead, contain references to spells and rituals that echo the powers attributed to the Book of Thoth. However, these texts are practical guides for navigating the afterlife rather than repositories of cosmic secrets. The Book of Thoth, as described in legend, remains elusive, existing more as a symbol of ultimate knowledge than as a tangible artifact. The Book of Thoth's influence extends beyond ancient Egypt, shaping mystical and occult traditions in later cultures during the Renaissance. The rediscovery of Hermetic texts inspired a resurgence of interest in ancient wisdom, magic, and alchemy. The idea of a lost, all-encompassing book of knowledge resonated with Renaissance thinkers who sought to reconcile classical learning with spiritual insight. In this context, the Book of Thee became a metaphor for the pursuit of universal truth, embodying the human desire to understand the mysteries of existence. Modern interpretations of the Book of Thou often intertwine with speculative theories about advanced ancient civilizations and extraterrestrial influence. Some proponents of alternative history suggest that the book's technologies or insights from a pre-Egyptian culture. While these ideas lack empirical support, they highlight the enduring fascination with the notion of hidden wisdom passed down through the ages. The legacy of the Book of Thou also endures in popular culture, from novels and films to video games and tarot decks. The book is frequently portrayed as a source of ultimate power or forbidden knowledge. One notable example is the Tarot created by the occultist Aleister Crowley in the early 20th century. Crowley's deck, which incorporates elements of Hermeticism and Egyptian symbolism, reflects the ongoing influence of Thoth as a figure of esoteric wisdom for historians and archaeologists. The legend of the Book of Thou serves as a lens through which to explore the intellectual and spiritual landscape of ancient Egypt. The idea of a text containing divine secrets underscores the centrality of writing and knowledge in Egyptian culture. Scribes often considered followers of played a crucial role in society, preserving religious, administrative, and scientific knowledge. The reverence for Thea and his association with writing reflects the ancient Egyptians' belief in the transformative power of language and its ability to bridge the human and divine realms. The symbolic importance of the Book of Thou also resonates with philosophical inquiries into the nature of wisdom and power. It embodies the tension between the desire for knowledge and the ethical responsibility of its use. Ancient Egyptian narratives about Thou often emphasize his role as a mediator and guide, cautioning against the misuse of sacred knowledge. This theme, echoed in myths surrounding the Book of Thou, highlights the universal challenges of wielding power responsibly, a concept that continues to be relevant in modern times. Beyond its mythological and cultural significance, the Book of Thou invites speculation about the real-life inspiration behind such a concept. Some scholars propose that it represents a collective memory of important texts or collections of wisdom. Central to Egyptian religious practices, these could include temple archives, ceremonial manuals, or astronomical records, all of which were guarded by the priesthood and treated as sacred. While these texts might not match the fantastical description of the Book of Thou, they underscore the Egyptians' deep respect for written knowledge as a cornerstone of civilization. The narrative of the Book of Thou also serves as a metaphor for the human quest for enlightenment. Its portrayal as an unattainable or dangerous object reflects the paradox of seeking absolute truth. The closer one approaches, the greater the potential for both revelation and peril. This duality has made the Book of Thee a compelling symbol in esoteric traditions, where it represents the ultimate challenge to acquire wisdom while maintaining balance and humility. While the physical existence of the Book of Thee remains unproven, its symbolic significance continues to inspire. It represents the quest for wisdom, the balance between knowledge and power, and the ethical responsibility that comes with understanding the mysteries of the universe. Whether viewed as a myth, a metaphor, or a lost treasure, the Book of Thee invites us to reflect on the nature of knowledge and the enduring human aspiration to transcend the boundaries of the known world. Its enduring allure bridges the ancient and modern, reminding us of the timeless human desire to unravel the mysteries of existence. Chapter 12. The Mysterious Screaming Mummy. The discovery of the Screaming Mummy, an ancient Egyptian body with a contorted face, frozen in a screaming expression, has intrigued archaeologists and historians since its unearthing in the Di al-Bahari necropolis. This unusual burial, with its stark departure from the serene and dignified appearances typical of Egyptian mummies, raises questions about the identity of the individual and the circumstances surrounding their death, and Baral, who was this person, and what events led to their unique and unsettling preservation. The mummy, officially catalogued as unknown man, he was found in 1886 among a cache of royal and high-status mummies in Dey el-Bahari. Unlike the others whose burials adhered to the rituals and opulence of ancient Egyptian customs, the screaming mummy was interred in an unadorned cedar coffin wrapped in a sheepskin, a material considered impure in Egyptian culture. The lack of inscriptions on the coffin and the absence of grave goods added to the mystery, suggesting a deliberate deviation from traditional burial practices. One theory posits that the screaming mummy might be Prince Penta, the son of Pharaoh Ramesses III. Pena's name is tied to a notorious historical event, the Harm Conspiracy, according to ancient papyri, including the judicial papyrus of Turin. Members of Ramesses, the Harm, led by one of his secondary wives, Ti, plotted to assassinate the pharaoh and place Penta on the throne. The conspiracy ultimately failed and to various punishments. Pena's punishment, described as being allowed to take his own life, aligns with the hypothesis that the screaming mummy could be his remains preserved in an atypical manner. To reflect his disgrace, forensic analysis lends credence to this theory. CT scans and other examinations of the screaming mummy reveal evidence of strangulation or asphyxiation, possibly consistent with forced or self-inflicted death. The open mouth, often interpreted as a scream, might be the result of natural post-mortem processes rather than a reflection of agony at the time of death. However, the deliberate choice of burial materials and the exclusion of traditional eming practices suggest a punitive or dishonorable burial, consistent with someone condemned for treason. Another perspective considers the possibility that the screaming mummy's expression and burial were not punitive, but instead the result of unusual circumstances surrounding their death, sudden death perhaps from poisoning, suffocation, or another violent means, might have prevented proper mummification without the embalming rituals designed to relax the body and close the jaw. The mummy's facial expression could have been preserved in its natural post-mortem state. Adding to the enigma is the sheepskin wrapping in ancient Egypt. Sheepskin was considered richly impure, and its use in burial was highly unusual. This choice might signify disgrace or a deliberate break with religious conventions, further implying that the individual's burial was meant to convey shame or dishonor. Alternatively, it could indicate a non-Egyptian origin or an affiliation with groups outside the traditional Egyptian religious framework. While the theory linking the screaming mummy to Penta is compelling, other interpretations have emerged. Some suggest that the individual may have been a prisoner of war, a high-ranking official who fell from grace, or even a member of the royal court embroiled in an unknown scandal. The absence of inscriptions or identifying markers leaves their identity shrouded in mystery, fueling speculation and debate. The screaming mummy also challenges our understanding of ancient Egyptian burial practices. Egyptian society placed immense importance on the afterlife, with burial customs meticulously designed to ensure a successful journey to the next world. The deviation from these norms in the case of the screaming mummy raises questions about how social, political, and personal transgressions influenced burial practices. It underscores the interplay between religious beliefs, social hierarchies, and justice in ancient Egypt. Modern forensic techniques continue to shed light on this ancient mystery. Advances in DNA analysis, isotopic studies, and imaging technology may one day confirm the identity of the screaming mummy and provide more details about their life and death. Such findings would not only solve the riddle of unknown mummy, but also enrich our understanding of the complexities of ancient Egyptian society. The screaming mummy's discovery also highlights the broader historical context of the New Kingdom and its decline. The turbulent political climate of Ramesses III's reign, marked by internal conspiracies and external threats, reflects the fragility of power in ancient Egypt. If the screaming mummy is indeed linked to the Haram conspiracy, it serves as a poignant reminder of the human ambitions, betrayals, and consequences that shaped history. The forensic evidence of a violent death underscores the personal stakes involved in the struggle for power during this period. Cult natural interpretations of the screaming mummy's expression have also evolved, while modern viewers may see the open mouth as a scream. Ancient Egyptians might have interpreted it differently in their iconography and funerary art. The open mouth is sometimes associated with the opening of the mouth ritual, a ceremony intended to restore the deceased's senses for use in the afterlife. This raises intriguing possibilities about whether the expression was intentional or coincidental, and how it might have been perceived by those who buried the individual. The sheepskin, while suggestive of disgrace, could also hint at practical considerations. In some cases, materials for burial were chosen based on availability rather than strict adherence to ritual norms. This perspective invites further exploration of the economic and logistical factors influencing burial practices in ancient Egypt. The combination of non-traditional materials and the lack of embalming raises questions about whether the burial was hastily conducted or deliberately stripped of ceremonial elements as a form of posthumous punishment, as researchers delve deeper into the mystery of the screaming mummy. Its story continues to captivate the imagination. The mummy's unique condition and enigmatic burial stand as a testament to the complexity of human history, where personal narratives intersect with broader cultural and political a victim of conspiracy, or an unknown figure caught in extraordinary circumstances, the screaming mummy's silent scream echoes through the ages, challenging us to uncover the truths hidden in the sands of time. Chapter 13, The True Purpose of Obelisks. The obelisks of ancient Egypt stand as towering testaments to the ingenuity and spiritual devotion of one of the world's most enduring civilizations. These monumental stone pillars, characterized by their tapering form and pyramidal-topped peak, are traditionally associated with the sun, god Ra, and the concept of divine kingship. However, their precise purpose remains a subject of ongoing debate, were obelisks solely symbolic solar markers aligned with celestial phenomena? Or might they have served additional more practical or esoteric functions? The symbolic connection between obelisk and the sun, god Ra, is well documented in Egyptian mythology. The obelisk represented a petrified ray of sunlight and was often erected in pairs at the entrances of temples. These structures were thought to channel the sun's energy and reaffirm the pharaoh's role as the intermediary between the gods and humanity. The pyramidon, at the apex of each obelisk, was tile-ly gilded or covered in electrum, allowing it to reflect sunlight brilliantly and enhance its symbolic association with Ra. One of the earliest known obelisks is the Heliopolis obelisk attributed to Pharaoh Senet. The first of the Middle Kingdom Heliopolis, a major religious center dedicated to Ra, served as a focal point for solar worship, and the placement of obelisks in this sacred city underscores their connection to the sun, yet beyond their religious significance. Obelisks were also marvels of engineering carved from single blocks of granite, typically sourced from the quarries of Aswan. Transporting and directing these colossal monuments required advanced knowledge of physics and logistics, reflecting the Egyptians' mastery of construction techniques. Some scholars argue that obelisks functioned as solar markers, aligned with celestial events such as solstices and equinoxes. Their vertical form and precise placement may have allowed ancient Egyptians to track the movement of the sun and chart agricultural cycles. In this context, obelisks could be seen as both spiritual and practical tools, bridging the realms of the divine and the mundane. The shadow cast by an obelisk might have served as a sundial, providing a means of measuring time or signaling seasonal changes, critical for agricultural planning. More speculative theories propose that obelisks might have been ancient energy conductors or devices of a more esoteric nature. Proponents of these ideas often draw parallels between the electromagnetic properties of granite and the pyramidon reflective materials, suggesting that obelisks could have harnessed or amplified natural energy, while these theories lack empirical evidence. They highlight the enduring fascination with the possibility that ancient civilizations possess knowledge or technologies now lost to history. Another perspective can consider obelisks as symbols of eternal life and resurrection. The Egyptians believed that the pyramidon-pointed shape facilitated a connection between the earthly and divine realms, guiding the soul of the deceased toward the heavens. This interpretation aligns with the broader architectural and artistic themes of ancient Egypt, where structures and symbols were often imbued with layered meanings that intertwined the physical and metaphysical. The relocation of many obelisks to Rome and other parts of the world during the Roman Empire further complicates our understanding of their original context. The Romans, enamored with Egyptian culture, transported obelisks as trophies of conquest and re-erected them in their cities, often repurposing their symbolism to align with Roman ideals. Today, obelisks stand in prominent locations such as St. Peter's Square in Vatican City and the Place de la Concorde in Paris, testifying to their enduring allure and the layers of meaning attributed to them over centuries. Recent technological advancements have enabled archaeologists to study obelisks with greater precision, shedding light on their construction methods and potential alignments. Ground-penetrating radar 3D modeling and material analysis offer insights into the tools and techniques used by ancient Egyptians. While astronomical studies explore the possibility of intentional alignments with celestial events, these approaches continue to refine our understanding of the multifaceted roles obelisks may have played. Despite these advancements, the true purpose of obelisks remains elusive. Inviting speculation and interpretation were primarily religious symbols, celebrating the sun god and the pharaoh's divine authority. Did they serve as practical tools for marking time and space, integrating spirituality with agricultural and civic life? Or might they have encapsulated knowledge that hinting at a deeper understanding of the natural world? The enduring mystery of obelisks underscores their significance as both cultural artifacts and symbols of human aspiration. These towering monuments bridging earth and sky invite us to ponder the ingenuity and beliefs of the civilization that created them. Whether seen as solar markers, conduits of divine energy, or expressions of eternal life, obelisks continue to inspire awe and curiosity, standing as enduring legacies of ancient Egypt's quest to harmonize the mortal and the eternal. Obelisks also served as markers of royal achievement and power, their inscriptions often commemorating significant events or glorifying the reigns of the pharaohs who commissioned them. By inscribing in these monoliths with hieroglyphic texts, rulers could immortalize their deeds and solidify their legacy. The narratives carved into obelisks also served as public declarations of divine favor, reinforcing the pharaoh's authority as chosen by the gods. These inscriptions provide modern scholars with valuable insights into the political and religious dynamics of ancient Egypt. Their association with monumental temple complexes further emphasizes their significance. Obelisks were typically placed at the entrances of temples, framing the sacred spaces within and creating a sense of grandeur. Their towering presence drew the eyes upward, symbolically connecting the terrestrial and celestial realms. This architectural strategy reinforced the spiritual atmosphere of the temple precincts and underscored the central role of religion in Egyptian society. The logistical challenges of constructing and erecting obelisks highlight the sophistication of ancient Egyptian engineering. The granite used to carve these structures was quarried hundreds of kilometers away in Aswan and transported along the Nile River. The precise methods used to shape, transport, and raise these monoliths remain a topic of study and admiration. Experimental archaeology has sought to replicate these processes, providing insights into the tools and techniques employed by ancient workers. The unfinished obelisk at Aswan, still lying in its quarry bed, offers a unique glimpse into the obelisk construction process. This massive monument, abandoned due to cracks in the granite, reveals the methods used to carve these structures directly from the bedrock. Its sheer size, estimated to weigh over 1,000 tons, underscores the ambition and technical prowess of the builders, while its incomplete state serves as a testament to the challenges they faced. In addition to their religious and symbolic roles, obelisks may have played a practical role in navigation. Their towering heights and distinctive shapes made them visible landmarks in the landscape, potentially aiding travelers and river navigators. Positioned near temples and important urban centers, obelisks could have served as guideposts, reinforcing their presence as markers of both sacred and secular significance. The Kantian fascination with obelisks reflects their timeless appeal and the layers of meaning they embody as enduring symbols of ancient Egypt. They bridge the gap between the past and present, inviting us to explore the intersection of art, science, religion, and human ambition. Whether viewed through the lens of history, archaeology, or cultural symbolism, obelisks remain profound expressions of humanity's quest to understand and connect with the cosmos. Chapter 14. The alignment of the pyramids. The Great Pyramids of Giza, among the most iconic monuments of ancient Egypt, are renowned not only for their immense scale and architectural grandeur, but also for their extraordinary alignment with the cardinal points. The precision of this alignment with the pyramids oriented almost perfectly to true north, southeast, and west has puzzled and fascinated researchers for centuries. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve such remarkable accuracy? Theories range from the use of advanced surveying tools to sophisticated astronomical observations, each offering insights into the ingenuity of this ancient civilization. The cardinal alignment of the pyramids is particularly striking given the lack of modern technology available to the ancient Egyptians. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, for instance, is aligned to within a fraction of a degree of true north, a level of precision that rivals or exceeds many modern constructions. This feat suggests a deep understanding of geometry, astronomy, and engineering. One widely accepted theory posits that the Egyptians relied on astronomical observations to achieve this precision by tracking the movements of celestial bodies, such as the stars and the sun. They could determine the cardinal directions with remarkable accuracy. One proposed method involves the use of the circumpolar stars that never set below the horizon and are visible throughout the night by observing the rotation of these stars around the celestial pole. Ancient surveyors could establish a true north by marking the positions of the stars at regular intervals and calculating their midpoints, the rising and setting of the sun. Also provided a reliable means of determining east and west. Ancient Egyptian priests and engineers may have used a giman, a simple vertical stick, to observe the shadow. It cast at different times of the day. The shortest shadow would indicate the direction of true north at noon, while the points where the sun rose and set on the horizon could define the east-west axis. These observations, combined with meticulous measurements and calculations, could have allowed the Egyptians to align the pyramids with astonishing accuracy. Another theory suggests that the Egyptians employed advanced surveying tools to complement their astronomical observations. Tools, such as plumb bobs, sighting rods, and leveling instruments, have been depicted in ancient artwork and described in texts. These instruments, while simple by modern standards, were highly effective in the hands of skilled surveyors. For example, a plumb bob suspended from a string could provide a precise vertical reference, while sighting rods could help align structures along a straight line. The combination of these tools with observational techniques would have enabled the Egyptians to lay out their monumental constructions with extraordinary precision. The role of geometry and mathematics in pyramid alignment cannot be overlooked. The Egyptians had a sophisticated understanding of geometry, as evidenced by their use of right angles and proportional relationships in architecture. The layout of the pyramids likely involved the establishment of a baseline and the use of geometric principles to divide the site into precise quadrants. The accuracy of this process would have depended on the expertise of the surveyors and their ability to maintain consistency across large distances. One intriguing possibility is that the alignment of the pyramids also reflects religious or symbolic considerations. The orientation toward true north may have been intended to connect the pyramids with the celestial realm, aligning them with the imperishable stars that represent ended eternity and the afterlife in Egyptian cosmology. This alignment would have reinforced the pyramids' role as gateways to the divine, linking the earthly and celestial worlds. Despite the compelling evidence for astronomical and surveying methods, some researchers have proposed alternative explanations. These include the possibility that the Egyptians used magnetic compasses or other advanced instruments now lost to history. However, there is no direct evidence to support these claims, and they remain speculative. The precision of the pyramid's alignment also raises broader questions about the organization and resources of ancient Egyptian society. Achieving such accuracy would have required not only technical knowledge, but also a highly coordinated workforce and efficient communication among planners, surveyors, and builders. The construction of the pyramids reflects the remarkable administrative and logistical capabilities of the Old Kingdom, showcasing the ability of this ancient civilization to mobilize resources and talent on an unprecedented scale. Modern studies using satellite imagery, GPS, and other advanced tech and technologies have confirmed the accuracy of the pyramids' alignment. Further highlighting the achievements of their builders, these studies also provide new opportunities to explore how the Egyptians might have refined their techniques over time, adapting and improving their methods with each successive project. Ultimately, the alignment of the pyramids remains a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of ancient Egypt, whether achieved through careful observation of the stars, the use of surveying tools, or a combination of methods. The precision of their orientation reflects a deep connection between the physical and spiritual worlds. It invites us to marvel at the achievements of a civilization that thousands of years ago reached for the heavens and left behind monuments that continue to inspire wonder and admiration today. Please subscribe our channel and hit the like button for more interesting videos.